Every night starts with the exact same promise. Tomorrow, I'll stop. But tomorrow always turns into an identical routine. One more scroll, one more video, one more hit of stimulation. And immediately after, the guilt sets in, followed closely by regret and self-loathing. Repeating that cycle day after day does quiet damage. You make a promise, you break it, and your brain records the pattern. Slowly, you stop trusting your own word. Here is the strange reality of that cycle. You don't actually enjoy the behavior anymore. You simply don't know how to navigate your day without it. We usually assume compulsive behaviors are driven by a desire to feel good. The logic goes that we get hooked on an activity because it brings pleasure. But since the activity often brings misery rather than joy, our approach to quitting is backwards. Restricting pleasure is useless when pleasure is no longer the root cause of the behavior. Instead of chasing a high, what you are actually doing is running for an exit. When reality becomes stressful, when you feel lonely, or when the sheer volume of your daily responsibilities feels overwhelming, your brain looks for the fastest available escape hatch. That hatch could be endless scrolling, gaming, junk food, or nicotine. Pulling out your phone does not solve the stress of an upcoming exam or a difficult conversation. It simply distracts you from feeling the pain of it for a few minutes. This animated diagram shows exactly how your brain wires that habit. You have an input node for stress and an output node for escape. Over time, your brain connects them with a direct pathway, completely bypassing the decision-making center in the middle. It becomes an automatic muscle memory where any discomfort strictly equals instant escape. This established pathway is why you relapse even when you have strong willpower and a genuine desire to quit. In a moment of panic or exhaustion, the brain defaults to its most well-worn path. Falling back into a habit is not a sign of moral weakness. It is a highly efficient neurological survival mechanism doing exactly what it was trained to do: shield you from psychological pain. The engine driving this escape mechanism is dopamine. Despite its reputation, dopamine is not the chemical of happiness. It is the chemical of anticipation. It simply sends a signal telling your brain, do this again. Take a look at this side-by-side comparison. On the left, modern technology delivers massive, instant dopamine with almost zero effort, just one click. On the right, real-world rewards like fitness, studying, or building confidence require a massive baseline of effort to generate a slow, gradual return. When you consume that instant stimulation all day, an intense desensitization effect occurs. It is like eating processed sugar until an apple no longer tastes sweet. Normal life shrinks by comparison, eventually feeling unbearably boring. This contrast becomes highly dangerous at night. During the day, you have tasks, conversations, and physical movement to hold your attention. But when the lights go out, the silence amplifies your insecurities and unresolved problems. Lying in the dark with loud, racing thoughts creates a spike in anxiety. Because your brain is exhausted from the day, it lacks the energy to process those thoughts and aggressively seeks out its familiar dopamine shortcut to self-soothe. Because the brain is at its most vulnerable when it is desperately trying to self-soothe, a sustainable recovery plan requires specific strategies to handle these quiet, high-friction hours. The good news is you do not need perfect discipline from day one. Your only immediate task is to lower your daily stimulation levels long enough for your brain's receptors to naturally reset. This graph maps an urge over time. It behaves exactly like a wave. People panic at the peak, making tension stronger. Instead, observe it and wait 10 minutes. The urge rises, peaks, and naturally drops back to zero. While you wait, physically move. Your brain associates specific locations, like your bed or the bathroom, with the habit. Walking into a different room or going outside physically breaks the environmental cues that trigger automatic cravings. To safeguard those dangerous evening hours, implement a strict, low-stimulation night routine. No screens in bed, dim the lights, and read something calming. Protecting your sleep restores the emotional control you need for the following day. Mastering your impulses is never about building an immovable wall of willpower. It is the practical process of outlasting temporary chemical waves and deliberately dismantling your physical triggers. Once you remove the distraction, you are left with a void. If you leave that space empty, the resulting boredom will quickly pull you back. You have to fill it with real, effort-based dopamine. Activities like going to the gym, learning a difficult skill, or having a deep conversation. As you build these new habits, your internal narrative has to shift. Human behavior consistently follows identity. It is difficult to sustain change when your internal narrative still labels you as a broken or addicted person. Start telling yourself, "I am becoming someone stronger." You will still fail occasionally, but one bad day does not erase months of progress or destroy a positive direction. Narrow your focus entirely to 30 clean days. This window is enough time to clear the mental fog and begin directing your attention toward your goals rather than toward your distractions. You trade a temporary period of discomfort to step out into a reality where you no longer need to escape. By persisting through that friction, you eventually reach a state where you can sit quietly without the constant urge for stimulation.